Together we break chains. Together we break chains. Together we break chains. Oh, together we break chains. 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 Together we break chains.
Hey, you guys, what's going on? It's your girl Together We Break Chains Production, and I am here to tell you we got another doozy. I don't know what's going on in America, but it seems like anything and everything that can will happen and will go on. So we got a story out of Alabama. I know you guys see it right here. Nothing short of grave robbery. Two families allege bodies of Alabama prison inmates were returned with missing organs. Now I read from the NBC news where it showed that there's definitely a pattern of people's family members being returned from jail with organs missing. Okay, so I did read up on this, and this has been going on for quite some time. And in this story in particular, it's multiple people. This reminds me of when B Rob, excuse me, was talking about the people that were buried behind the jail in Mississippi. So it seems like when people go to jail, and like Armando said, you don't check up on your loved ones when they're in jail. They figure, oh well, you know what? Ain't nobody coming to see them. Ain't nobody sending them letters. Ain't nobody sending them packages. Nothing. They feel like you're nothing and nobody cares about you. But a lot of times it's just that families cannot afford, that long trip. They can't afford to purchase any other items except for what they're normally purchasing, especially with the way taxes and things are going up today. A lot of times people don't have the time to sit down and write you because they may have multiple jobs, they have children, they may have sick parents that they're taking care of. So it could be so many reasons. And then again, it could be that the family did something to them that really hurt them, and they're still trying to grieve and get through it so that they can heal from whatever that person might have done to them. So there are many reasons. It doesn't mean because the person's in jail that nobody loves them. So this is the misconception that these jailhouses have, that nobody cares about these inmates, and it's far from the truth. So anyway, this is indeed an upload, you guys, and I have to do like Armando said, this is an upload. So if you don't hear me shouting you out, please don't be like, oh, together. Normally you say hi. Well, everybody, hi, babies, how you doing? So I'm gonna go ahead and get to this story, and it's coming from the Microsoft Start, whatever that is. Let me go ahead and read the story. Two families have claimed that when the Alabama Department of Correction returned the bodies of their loved ones who passed away in prison, they were found to be missing one or more internal organs, court documents show. When Charles Edward Singleton passed away at the age of 74, he was incarcerated at the Hamilton Aged and Infirm Center in Hamilton, about 90 miles northwest of Birmingham, Alabama. So that's where they send the older inmates that have maybe life. You know what I'm saying? So the chaplain of the prison told his family the corrections department would take care of funeral arrangements, according to an affidavit signed January 3rd by Singleton's daughter, Charlene Drake. Drake said she told the chaplain the family wanted to make the arrangements and asked that the body be transported to a funeral home. But when Singleton's body arrived, the funeral director informed her it would be difficult to prepare his body for viewing at his as his body was already in a noticeable state of decomposition. And oh, you guys, I gotta sneeze. Sorry. Sorry. Ooh wee. Decomposition, and his internal organs, including his brain, were missing. The affidavit said. See, this is what I'm talking about. They're stealing all these organs from people they think that nobody love and care about. All right. The funeral director said the organs are normally placed in a bag and put back in the body after an autopsy, but not in Singleton's case, according to the affidavit. Look how I get tongue tied. Oh Lord, this is crazy. The Alabama Department of Correction told CNN it does not comment on pending litigation, nor does it authorize or perform autopsies. And I don't believe you. I believe y'all got like a secret room somewhere where these people pass away. Y'all take them organs out and y'all either sell them on the dark web or you guys pass them over to the hospital because you guys are getting your palms greased very, very well. Okay. In one story I read, the guy's daughter wanted her father's heart back. How can you find the heart? Nobody knows where the heart is. If the prisoners are coming into the, you know, morgue, already deceased and already have their organs moved, there's no way they can find it unless you have a paper trail. And when you're doing criminal activity, there's going to be no paper trail. They're going to make sure that they cover their tracks. They could go as far. You've seen the movies before how, let's say, what's the name of that show with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd? I think that's his name, where they were trying to bankrupt the two brothers. And some guy came, in the dark in the middle of the night with a briefcase and some money. It's stuff like that happens, and you don't even know who got the organs. You don't even know what's in the suitcase, and you don't have a paper trail. You know what I'm saying? You don't have any way of tracing it back to who may have taken these organs. Okay, so now we're gonna have this thing called the blame game. Oh no, you did it. He did it. Armando said it. D Truth said it. B Rob said it. Nah, Sniper said it. I seen it myself. J Cole. No, 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 no. Big Dog. No, y'all lying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to mention everybody's name. Y'all get what I'm saying. So we doing the blame game when it really was the fault of Silverback Luther King. I'm sorry, it's not a funny story. I'm just trying to mess with y'all. So this is how it goes, you guys. This is how it goes, though. Because nobody has a true answer, and everybody's pushing the blame off on everybody. I don't blame, like in my demonstration, I blame several different people, but now I'm like, oh, it was Silverback Luther King. It was his fault. Ain't nobody gonna tell on him, especially if they getting paid and there's no way to trace it back. You know what I'm saying? So this is all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to make this a funny story because it is absolutely not a funny story. I was just trying to lighten the mode, because when you see stuff like this, it gets heavy on people's heart. And someone told me that they couldn't do stories like this because it will bother their spirit. But we have to get this stuff out there. We have to, let people become aware of what's actually going on. If you have family members that's incarcerated, you need to be checking up on them and making sure that everything is okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get your family member back and their parts are missing and everybody's playing the blame game. Okay, once an inmate passes away, the body is transported to the Alabama Department of Forensic Science or the University of Alabama at Birmingham for autopsy, depending on several factors, including but not limited to region or whether the passing is unlawful, suspicious, or unnatural, the department said in the statement. So now they're saying that in the other story I read, they were saying that they took his body to Alabama University, and Alabama was like, no, you didn't bring him over here. Don't be lying on me. So we don't know what's going on, okay? So let me continue. Drake's affidavit was filed in support of a federal lawsuit filed by the family of Brandon Clay Dotson, who was found unalived at the age of 43 in Ventress Correctional Facility in Clayton on November the 16th, 2023. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of times, and I had to tell B Rob, and I'm telling everybody, I'm not trying to mess nobody money up, but when you have those dots on your driver license saying that you're an organ donor, you don't know what these people will do in desperate times to get your organs. So I refuse to be an organ donor. No. Sorry. No. Anyway, let me see where I left off. Yes. 23rd. Yes. Dawson's family struggled to get the Alabama Department of Corrections to release his body, and when they did, 5 days later, the body had not been properly stored and was severely decomposed, according to the lawsuit. See, this is what I'm talking about. They don't care. They want the organs. The organs are bringing in big bucks, and they feel like these prisoners are the next best thing to organ harvesting. You understand what I'm saying? And it's got to stop. They even snatching folks off the street too. You know, there was a story back in the day where this black guy, nice looking black guy, he had a nice little Volkswagen, I think it was, and he was driving the 15 freeway, which goes to and from Las Vegas, and they found his body sprawled across the freeway on a hill or something, and his organs were missing. So this is the stuff that's going on. This world is so horribly corrupt. That's why you need to make sure that your kids are at the point they need to be at. That's why you need to make sure that your females are where they need to be at. Don't leave the house angry, because I don't want that to be the last time I see you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but let me get back to my story, because I keep veering off to the left in somebody else's lane. So they said the family hired a pathologist to perform a second autopsy, and he found the heart was missing in the affidavit. Okay, the heart was missing. One guy had the brain missing, one guy had the heart missing. Then they said all the organs were missing. So the Alabama Department of Corrections or an agent responsible for conducting the autopsy or transporting the body to his family had inexplicably and without the required permission from Mr. Dawson's next of kin removed and retained Mr. Dawson's heart. The lawsuit said the appalling conduct is nothing short of grave robbery and mutilation, which it truly is, because if the family decided they wanted to burn, like cremate his body with all the organs in it, that's their given right. You don't have a right to take nothing from somebody, whether they're still alive or whether they're dead. You're still stealing. It makes no difference. You're still stealing. You're taking something that does not belong to you. And every person that does not give me an answer that was working in that area that day, everybody needs to go to prison until somebody starts talking. Lauren Farino, hopefully I'm saying your name right, an attorney representing Dawson's family, called the alleged misconduct abuse, and it is abuse in the worst case, okay? Alabama's prison system is characterized by cruelty, she said. We are now learning that the horrors do not end at passing away. No, of course not. They got other stuff that they're doing. They're abusing and starving and setting these prisoners up in front of their enemies to be, hurt. It's so much stuff that's going on in these prisons that if a real person that really cares and that's really about business go in, they will find so much corruption in that prison, and all the wardens and all the COs and everybody that works there will be jailed for the rest of their life. The inhumane ways that they treat these prisoners. You may have prisoners that are hardened criminals, but that still don't give you a right to treat them bad. They still have families. They did something and they're in prison for the rest of their lives. They'll never see the dawn of day. Guess what? They're paying for their crime. That don't mean that you get to be the judge, the juror, and the executioner. All right? In addition to the State Correction Department, the lawsuit names the University of Alabama, which it claims has a track record of using and removing organs from inmates for medical research and training. Now, medical research and training, my shoe. A spokesperson for the university vigorously denied that claim and said while the university is among providers that conduct autopsies of incarcerated people at the direction of the state of Alabama, it did not perform Dotson's autopsy. It is unclear if the university was involved with the autopsy of Singleton, and CNN has reached back out for clarification. Alicia Rohan, University of Alabama at Birmingham, Director of External Public Relations, said the university does not comment on pending litigation, but they have clear autopsy policies. We only conduct autopsies with consent or authorization and following standard procedures equitably for anyone consented to or authorized for an autopsy. Rohan said in an autopsy, organs and tissues are removed to best determine the cause of their demise. Autopsies consent, including consent for final disposition of the organs and tissues, unless specifically requested. Organs are not returned to the body. Oh, wow. So that means y'all did take it. See? It's just cut clear. That was clear. That was clear enough for me. Organs are not returned to the body. See? Right there. Organs are not returned to the body. So that means this must be something that they're doing not for studying purposes, but I smell some organ harvesting. I smell organ harvesting big time. I literally smell organ harvesting. And how you gonna clear that up, Miss Lady? One never knows. But with that being said, you guys, this is an absolutely horrible, tragic situation. To all the families that are suffering from this situation, I pray that clear and concise information has been given to the family. I pray that whoever and whatever they did to them organs, if those organs were not used for medical purposes, that those organs, whoever got them, I don't even know what to say. That's a hard call right there. But whoever allowed those organs to be passed out and passed along, because normal protocol, like they said, is you're supposed to bag the organs up and stick them in the body and take them to the mortuary. So whoever did this and took those organs and did whatever it is they were, I say you need to put some handcuffs, and I say they need to serve life in prison without the possibility of parole, because that is the most disrespectful thing you can do to someone and their family. But with that being said, you guys, enough of me flapping my jacks. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you to everyone that joined. Thank you to everyone that listened. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Alrighty, y'all.